Did you know that 60% of people say that they're open to talking about faith if someone just starts the conversation the right way? So here's the big question. What if sharing your faith wasn't about preaching, but about creating? Before I jump into today's topic, we'd love for you to be a part of our growing community. If you find this message uplifting, please like, subscribe, and comment. Believe it or not, most people who watch our videos aren't subscribed yet, and joining our community helps spread God's word around the globe, touching lives and hearts everywhere. And here's the best part, it's completely free to subscribe. Today we're talking about something a lot of Christians wonder about: how to share your faith in ways that feel natural and true to who you are. Let's be real, talking about Jesus can feel awkward sometimes. What if they think I'm weird? What if I mess up? But here's what I've learned. There's no one-size-fits-all way to share your faith. God made us each unique, and He can use us in some pretty creative ways if we let Him. So let's talk about 3 powerful, authentic ways to do just that. The first, use what you love. Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters." If God has wired you to enjoy something, whether it be art, music, cooking, even working on cars, He can use that passion to point others to Him. Jenna, a graphic designer, worked alongside Marcus, who was a reserved co-worker, and he often kept himself. Jenna had always been passionate about creating meaningful artwork, and one day she decided to decorate their office lounge with an uplifting mural featuring vibrant colors and the words, "Be still and know that I am God." As Marcus walked in during one of her painting sessions, he paused, intrigued by that one verse. "That's beautiful," he said hesitantly. "What does it mean to you?" Jenna smiled and explained how the verse reminded her to find peace during stressful times by trusting in a higher purpose. See, their conversation meandered from work deadlines to personal challenges, and Marcus eventually admitted he'd been feeling overwhelmed and, to be honest, disconnected. Over the following weeks, Jenna continued to share small insights from her faith, always with kindness and without pressure. Inspired, Marcus began asking more questions, not just about the mural, but about Jenna's perspective on life. One day he confided, "I've always felt like something has been missing, but I think I'm starting to figure it out." Jenna didn't push or preach, she simply painted, shared, and let her actions and words naturally open the door for Marcus to explore faith in his own time. So, what's something you love doing that could help you start a conversation about your faith? That's your question. So the second, show love before you speak the truth. 1 John 3:18 says, "Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth." Sometimes the best way to share Jesus is not through a sermon, but it's through service. Karen lived next door to an elderly woman named Miss Henderson, who had lost her husband years ago and rarely interacted with her neighbors. Usually their conversations were just brief, polite nods or quick exchanges about the weather. One evening, Karen realized she had made more food than her family could eat. She packed a portion into a container and carried it to Miss Henderson's house. She said, "I made too much tonight and thought you might enjoy a warm meal." Karen told me that with a smile, Miss Henderson hesitated but accepted the offering with a faint smile. That small gesture turned into a weekly tradition. Karen would bring a homemade dish every Sunday evening, often accompanied by dessert or flowers. Over time, their brief chats became longer conversations, and Karen learned Miss Henderson missed praying with her daughter, who used to visit very often but didn't anymore. As the relationship deepened, Karen shared small moments from her own faith journey and helped Miss Henderson assess her church's online services. Gradually, Miss Henderson began watching the broadcast and found comfort in the sermons. One day she spoke to Karen, her voice trembling, and said, "I feel like I found something I lost a long time ago. I'd like to give my life to Christ." What began with a casserole blossomed into a friendship that transformed Miss Henderson's life. Third, be bold, but be you. 2 Timothy 1:7 says this, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." Bold doesn't always mean loud. Sometimes boldness is showing up faithfully and authentically. Let me share a story about Isaiah. He was a college freshman and he started an Instagram account that was filled with photos he took, which were sunsets, old churches, and quiet spots in nature. Each post had a caption with a verse or a short prayer written in a way that felt personal and genuine. He didn't think much of it at first. Photography was just something he loved, and sharing these moments brought joy to him. One day he got a message from a classmate. "That verse you posted yesterday, it really helped me. I've been struggling with anxiety." Surprised but encouraged, Isaiah responded with kindness, sharing a bit about why that verse had meant so much to him during one of his own struggles. Over time, the conversation deepened. They talked more frequently, and Isaiah learned that his classmate had been feeling isolated and overwhelmed with the pressures of school and life. Isaiah didn't preach or try to fix everything. He just listened, encouraged, and shared his thoughts in an authentic way. Slowly, what started out as a simple connection online grew into a real friendship rooted in empathy and understanding. That message led to a real friendship, and eventually the classmates started attending a campus Bible study. Isaiah didn't stand on a stage. He didn't have to. He just stayed faithful to who he was, and God used it. Sharing your faith doesn't have to be scary or scripted. In fact, it shouldn't be. Use what you love. Serve before you speak. Be bold, but stay you. The world is filled with individuals yearning for a glimpse of hope, yet they often seek tangible expressions of it before they open their hearts to what you have to share. This week, consider stepping out in a new, intentional way to express your faith, whether it's showcasing your God-given abilities, performing a thoughtful act or kindness, or sharing an authentic post that reflects the core of your beliefs. Let your actions speak as loudly as your words. You never know who's watching or how God might use that moment. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. And one more thing, if you really like this video, I know that you're going to like this one right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back next Monday morning on Monday Mornings with Michael.